Can you believe the audacity? The sheer, unadulterated drama unfolding in the heart of Canadian hockey, where a veteran player's refusal to play has opened the door to the most unthinkable of scenarios. A potential jump to the archrivals. Tonight, we peel back the layers of a story that's got the entire league buzzing, a saga that pits loyalty against opportunity, and perhaps, just perhaps, could see a Toronto Maple Leaf forward donning the storied colors of the Montreal Canadiens. Is this the ultimate betrayal, or a shrewd strategic move waiting to happen? A welcome, hockey fanatics, to an exclusive deep dive into the most perplexing and tantalizing trade rumor currently swirling through the NHL. We're talking about a situation so charged with intrigue, so steeped in the rich, often bitter, history between two of hockey's most iconic franchises, that it feels less like a rumor and more like a seismic shift on the horizon. At the epicenter of this storm is David Kampf, a name that, until recently, was synonymous with defensive reliability and quiet professionalism for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But, how quickly the narrative can turn in the unforgiving world of professional sports. For years, Kampf has been the unsung hero, the defensive conscience, the penalty-killing maestro for the Leafs. He was the kind of player coaches adore, diligent, responsible, and always putting the team first. He carved out a niche, a valuable role, and earned himself a contract that reflected his consistent contributions. Yet as the puck drops on a new season, Kampf finds himself in an unenviable position, one that has escalated from a simple demotion to a full-blown standoff, casting a long shadow over his future in Toronto. The initial news was jarring enough. David Kampf, a veteran center with 301 games under his belt for the Leafs, averaging over 14 minutes of ice time per night, was assigned to the AHL's Toronto Marlies. For any player, a demotion can be a bitter pill to swallow, a blow to the ego, a challenge to one's professional pride. But for Kampf, it appears to have been more than just a demotion. It was a line in the sand. After just a handful of games with the Marlies, the veteran center made a decision that has sent shockwaves through the organization and ignited a firestorm of speculation. He abandoned the team. This wasn't a minor hiccup. This was a complete refusal to report, a deliberate act of non-compliance. He stopped attending practices. He stopped showing up for games. In the high-stakes, highly structured environment of professional hockey, such an act is almost unheard of, especially from a player known for his unwavering commitment. The consequences were swift and severe, as they always are when a player deviates so dramatically from their contractual obligations. Kampf was suspended, and with that suspension came the immediate cessation of his $2.4 million salary. Imagine that, a player earning millions, choosing to walk away, effectively putting his financial well-being on hold, all because he refuses to play in the minor leagues. It's a testament to the depth of his conviction, or perhaps the extent of his frustration. This isn't just a player being unhappy. This is a full-blown crisis for the Maple Leafs. They have a valuable asset, a player with a specific skill set, who is now actively refusing to participate. It creates a locker room distraction, a salary cap headache, and a public relations nightmare. The Leafs want to solve this problem, and quickly. Multiple reports suggest that a conclusion to Kampf's tenure in Toronto is imminent. The options are stark: a trade, a mutual termination of his contract, or in a dramatic turn of events, Kampf having a change of heart and deciding that playing in the AHL isn't so bad after all. But given the current trajectory, that last option feels increasingly unlikely. The bridge, it seems, has been burned, or at the very least, severely scorched. Now, this is where the story takes a truly sensational turn, where the plot thickens with the kind of delicious irony only hockey can deliver. If the Leafs do, indeed, go down the trade route, and all signs point to that being the most probable outcome, there's one team, one specific historic and utterly despised rival that has emerged as a potential suitor. We're talking about the Montreal Canadiens. The mere mention of a Maple Leaf player, especially one who has been a foundational piece of their defensive structure, potentially crossing enemy lines to join the Canadiens, is enough to send shivers down the spines of fans on both sides of the divide. It's the kind of narrative twist that fuels talk radio for weeks, ignites online forums, and adds another fiery chapter to the league's most storied rivalry. The speculation gained significant traction when NHL insider Chris Johnston, on the November 7th episode of The Chris Johnston Show, dropped a bombshell that resonated across the hockey world. Johnston, known for his astute observations and deep connections, suggested that a team like the Canadiens, who are notably lacking a left-shot center on their roster, would find a player like Kampf incredibly appealing. He highlighted Kampf's attributes, his defensive prowess, his ability to shut down opposing lines, as qualities that would be highly valued by a team like Montreal. On paper, as Johnston so eloquently points out, it makes an undeniable amount of sense. The acquisition cost for Kampf, given his current situation and the Leafs' desperate need to move him, would likely be minimal, perhaps a late-round draft pick or a prospect who isn't quite panning out. For a team like the Canadiens, who are in a different phase of their competitive cycle compared to the Leafs, acquiring a defense-first center to bolster their lineup and suffocate the opposing team isn't just a good idea, it's a strategic imperative. The Canadiens, led by their captain Nick Suzuki, certainly possess strength down the middle of their lineup. But every team can benefit from depth, especially a player who brings a specific much-needed skill set. Kampf, with his defensive acumen, his face-off ability, and his penalty-killing expertise, could slot into a third or fourth-line role in Montreal and immediately make an impact. He could provide stability, allow other offensive-minded centers to focus on their strengths, and add a layer of veteran leadership to a relatively young Canadian squad. Crucially, in Montreal, Kampf would likely find a much better opportunity to play a significant NHL role than he ever will again in Toronto, where the center depth is formidable and the expectations are sky-high. However, there's always a caveat, isn't there? Kampf is signed through the 2026-27 season at that $2.4 million AAV. While most teams can fit that under their salary cap, the question remains, would spending that much for a player who is, by many accounts, a limited player in terms of offensive output truly make sense for any team? For the Canadiens, who are still building and evaluating their core, committing to a defensive specialist for the next 2.5 seasons at that price point requires careful consideration. It's a significant investment for a player whose primary contribution isn't lighting up the scoreboard. Yet, as speculated by Johnston and others, there are teams with very specific needs, like the Canadiens, where such an acquisition could indeed make perfect sense. They need a left-shot center, they need defensive responsibility, and they need players who can contribute to a winning culture, even if it's not through highlight reel goals. Kampf fits that mold. The potential trade isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about addressing a strategic gap with a player who, despite his current predicament, still possesses valuable NHL-level skills. The implications of such a move extend far beyond the ice. Imagine the headlines, the fan reactions, the sheer audacity of a player moving directly from the Maple Leafs to the Canadiens. It would reignite a rivalry that, while always simmering, could use a fresh dose of fuel. It would be a story of redemption for Kampf, a strategic coup for the Canadiens, and a fascinating, if somewhat embarrassing, resolution for the Maple Leafs. It speaks volumes about the complex dynamics of player contracts, the ever-shifting needs of NHL franchises, and the unpredictable nature of professional sports. So, as the hockey world holds its breath, we just wait and see the conclusion of this extraordinary saga. Will David Kampf find a new home in Montreal, becoming the latest chapter in the storied rivalry between these two iconic franchises? Or will another team swoop in, offering a different path forward? Perhaps against all odds, he might even reconcile with the Leafs. Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain. The situation surrounding David Kampf is a stark reminder that in the NHL, the drama off the ice can be just as compelling, just as unpredictable, and just as captivating as the action on it. What an incredible turn of events this could be. It's a story that truly embodies the passion and unpredictability of our game. We want to hear what you think about this potential blockbuster. Could David Kampf truly thrive in Montreal, or is this just a pipe dream? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Let's get this conversation going. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exclusive insights into the heart of hockey. Your engagement fuels our passion, and we love hearing from you.